Alright, so today I'm going to try and figure out the power steering issue on this. It's got a leak somewhere, so I'm going to figure out where that's at. And hopefully fix it. Might have to order a new line for it, but maybe not. Alright, so we're up under the car, and this is the return line for the power steering, and it looked like there was a leak coming from here. So what I was going to do was I was going to take this whole hose off, see if there was anything going on here, and I didn't notice, if it'll focus, if you can even see it here, looks like there is a little pinhole that it may have got hit by, I don't know, got run over by a branch, or got a branch run over, or rock somehow got knocked up here or something. But it looks like there is a rough thin spot right here that was visible. I didn't get a chance to pull this up, so it looks like there might be a pinhole there where it's been leaking. So until I can get a new hose, I'm just gonna pull this down over it, put that clamp on there, and then I'm gonna go buy some power steering fluid and see if that works. Alright, so that did not work. I filled it up a little bit, turned the steering wheel back and forth, and then it was leaking, and I noticed that it was coming around from this back here. So either it already had a little break in it, or whenever I pulled it down, it possibly broke it, because this is a 2005, so it might have just broken this. So I'm gonna, as a quick fix, I'm gonna take this off, this rubber hose, and I'm gonna go to an auto parts store and see if they got a length of hose that I can buy off of them, put it on here, and see if that stops the leak. If not, I'm gonna have to replace this entire hose system. Alright, well, as you can see, that's where the leak was. So I was right, it's just the hose. So I'm gonna see if I can get a replacement for this. It'll be a lot cheaper than replacing the entire return hose, so we're gonna get after that. Every auto parts store wanted $30 to $35 for this piece of hose. I can buy the entire return line assembly for $35, like $33 I think was the cheapest one I found online. So what I decided to do was buy 2 hose clamps and some high temp, high pressure air hose for $6, and we're gonna see if that works. Alright, as you can see, got the hose all on there, and I cut it slightly short, but yeah, I don't really think it needs to go all the way down to that. It just needs to get over that first little hump. It's got one of these little flares up here too. I already got over that, so I think that's just, I don't know. Anyway, let's see how this works. Alright, so can do it one-handed. Was having to do this with 3 hands earlier. Let's see. What do we got going under here? What is that? That's no leaks. That is no leaks. Oh. That's maintaining. You got it kind of gurgling in there, if you can see that. I don't know if you can see it on the, yeah, a little bit. So it's running through. So she works. I got the power steering issue fixed for $6. Well, and then another $7, I think, for the power steering fluid. But yeah, now I just gotta get the delay in the gas worked out. I got a fuel pump on the way that has the filter in it already and all that stuff. So I'll be putting that in next. Hopefully that'll be here by next weekend. And then, yeah, and that'll be the two biggest issues with it. Then I can just fix little cosmetic stuff. The AC's out. It's just blowing hot air. That needs to be recharged, I guess, or something. Anyway, hopefully it's not the compressor. In conclusion, my hands are wet. Never underestimate the power of growing up broke. Hey, what's up? So today, got the Elantra behind me. We're gonna be changing out the fuel pump today. Got it right here. I'm thinking that's probably the fuel pump. I mean, this thing's got 260,000 miles on it, so it's probably time to change that out anyway. Can't hurt. It's only $33, I think, for this. So, yeah, let's get into it. All right, so we'll have to take these seats down, and there's two bolts in the back through here, through the trunk, and that way we can take this out. And okay, apparently Jesus was driving this car before me. But we take this off, and the fuel pump is right in there. So, through the trunk, there is a 12mm bolt right there that needs to come out. And then there's also one right back in there. That's kind of not focusing, but yeah, that's where it is. Alright, so anyway, we got it off. One of the things is they've got these like little interlocking things here. Pretty much just push something up, you know, like a flathead or something, and just pull up, and then this will come out, and then you just kind of pull out and up to get it out. And here is the housing for it. We got this has a sealant around it, which I forgot to go buy some of that, so I'll have to get some of that after I get all this installed. But we're just gonna pull this up with a flathead. All right, so we got it off, and we got a little surprise here, these little dirt dauber nests or whatever. You can fry these up actually and eat them if you want to, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna, the dogs can have those for later as a snack. I don't really want them. Anyway, I'm gonna bring a vacuum cleaner over here and suck all this stuff up. Then we just have to disconnect this hose, and disconnect this electrical connection. Then just take all these bolts out. Alright, so put an old rag here because it doesn't matter what tips anybody tells you, what you do, you're gonna get gas all over the place whenever you pull these off. That one was actually surprisingly didn't really do much. Might be because this is really low on gas. And if the gas pump is bad, that also makes sense that there's not a whole lot there. Alright, so we got the old assembly out and the new assembly getting ready to go in. I totally forgot to record me taking that out, but it was kind of a pain in the ass anyway. So, alright, so on the new pump, it comes with a gasket. And you can kind of see that little groove right there, or that little lip thing. You want to make sure that's pointing down when you put that on. I find it weird that they don't just already have it on there, but it is what it is. And whenever you're putting this in, be mindful of your float, otherwise you're going to bend this and it's not going to read your level right whenever you fill up. Alright, so we got the new pump on. I don't know if you're supposed to go in a star pattern when you do these, but anytime there's anything with a gasket or a seal or something, I usually do that because most of the time you're supposed to. Anyway, you just put this hose back on, you put this one, push this one down till it clicks, push this in till it clicks. I'm gonna go get some sealant and take this stuff off and put new sealant on, but right now I'm going to just start this car up and see how well she drives. Alright, so that was not the entire issue. It's still acting a little buggy. I think the fuel pump was part of the issue. Could be spark plugs need to be replaced. Could be that the fuel injectors need to be cleaned, so I'm going to try and do that internally with like fuel cleaner, whatever. So yeah. Alright, so I just got back from getting gas, filling the entire thing up, and I went ahead and put some of this. This is the stuff for the fuel, and this goes into the air intake. and the fuel treatment should help with the fuel injectors, and the air intake stuff should help get all that carbon buildup out of it. It should run a lot better after that. I'm hoping. All right, so I ran my little dinky OBD reader scanner thing in the car, and I'm getting a camshaft sensor, I guess, going out, and then oil temp sensor. I'll look into that. But also, whenever I was trying to plug the scanner in, it wasn't getting any power. This one's one of those automatic ones that just turns on whenever you plug it in. Wasn't understanding, and then I thought, wait a minute, doesn't that have a fuse that goes directly to that? Yeah, checked it out. The fuse was popped, and when I plugged a new fuse into it, the interior lights and the radio and the clock started working. So that was another issue that I didn't really care too much about, but hey, now it's fixed. Anyway, that's what we got going on so far. Next weekend I'll be fixing some other stuff, but that's all we got for right now. So until next time.